I'm here at Essen Spiel with Chris from Ornament Games to talk all about Chrono Fall. Welcome to BoxedMeeples, I'm Julian, and joining me today is Chris, and we are going to talk all about your fantastic game Chrono Fall, which I was passing by your stand and I saw Chrono Fall and I thought, space, time, I don't need a continuum, I need a board game all about that, and I was very excited indeed. So let's go through 5 reasons why you should be excited too. Now, just looking at the board, I see a grid here. Tell me all about how this coordinate system works into making a really exciting new game.
You see here a coordinate system of 20 to 20, and we have those dice here. So it's a cooperative game, and each turn you have to roll the dice, and then on those coordinates, you put a rift on those coordinates. If all of those 100 rifts are on the game, we are losing the game. And if we hit a coordinate where there's already a rift, then we're decreasing the space integrity. If this reaches also 0, then we are all doomed.
That does not sound good, but I love the way that interplay works and affects all the players on the board.
But you can also do something against it. So we are building a space station. That space station, the Protector, is orbiting on Earth. And for this, we have those tiny cargo ships. They are bringing resources to Earth. We install it here, but that is just one thing that we have to do. We also have those space research cruisers, and those space research cruisers, you see a control panel over here, they need to unblock those hyperspace tunnels so that all ships can fly. And we have their technology tree, and on this tech tree, we have to gain the maximum knowledge about all those rifts to clear the whole galaxy.
Now, as we can see on the board where you're explaining that, space is a big focus on this game. Why space? Why not trains? Why space?
So it's my husband and I, we are the designers, and also our illustrator. We are big sci-fi games fans, so Star Trek, Star Wars, The Expanse. So that was also the reason why we said we have a historical game, but we also would like to have a sci-fi game in our portfolio. That was the reason why we said, hey, and that coordinate system perfectly fits to the story.
Now, as any sci-fi nerd knows, you have space, you have time. Putting those together, how does that work in this game?
Humanity has the ability to look into the future. So we have here the time itself, and we see what kind of events would happen next. But that's not the only thing. We could also swap those cards. That would mean we start manipulating the time. But every time when we do this, we have to roll the dice again. That is also indicating this icon over here. That would mean from the moment when we change those events, we also bring another rift on the board.
So is there consequences for playing time too much? We all know, muck around with time, you can affect some sort of paradox. Does that feature into the game at all?
Exactly, that is exactly the thing. So if we change this and manipulate this, which may be much better for us in the game, but that would also mean it would affect another rift on the board. So that's the price that we have to take.
Now, the reason I was very excited when I caught eye of this when I was walking around Essen is that it works at a bigger player count and has solo elements, and we all might know how much I love my solo games. So how does that work? Is it a different set of rules for that? Does it adjust the player count?
It doesn't have any rules if you're playing alone with 2 or 3 or 4 players.
That's incredible, wow.
Exactly. So if you play it alone, you could decide if you would just play with 1 ship or with 2 ships. It's up to you. I would say just play it with 1. And then if you go here, you neutralize this. A problem is really that you see those hyperspace tunnels, they are very narrow. That would also mean that you are blocking a ship. You have cleared maybe the path, but no ship can pass by. If you play solo or just with 2 players, it's easy. You are clearing the way so that the ship can fly. If you are playing with 3 or 4 players, keep in mind that you are still standing there for 3 or 4 turns. So this is how it changed the game. And if you're playing with 3 or 4 players, you could also use your special abilities together and also use your crystals together. That is currently the base game, and in the game we also have 3 scenarios. I would recommend,
Brilliant.
if you are very let's say it's easy now for you to manage, then put the scenarios in addition to this, and that would also be super interesting for you if you play solo. So
fantastic, and those work with both solo and multiplayer. That's incredible work.
exactly.
Now I can tell from the slight accent you're not a native English speaker, you're German. So what does that German bring to the game?
Yeah, the thing is, we are living in Cologne and we have a lot of friends that are not German. So that's the reason why most of our games that we produce are bilingual.
Right.
So you see on the material, maybe come a little bit closer, there's the German part, that is the English part. And all the other things also on here have German and English as well. So, yeah.
And it's so great that, obviously, as an independent, you're bringing this creative stuff. What I love about Essen is just strolling around. You see those big titles in the big hall.
Yeah.
But some of the most exciting stuff you find are just those unexpected surprises where you go, that is a game that has the mechanics I love, the theming I love. And those are bought in by independent companies. Not necessarily the big titles, that just those sleeper hits that I think have this huge potential into the future. So it's fantastic to see this and get to learn a little bit more about it.
Thanks, man.
So that has been 5 reasons why we are so excited about Chrono Fall from Ornament Games. If you're interested in this game, there'll be links in the description to all sorts of content available on it. But of course, make sure you come to any sort of conventions that you're going to be at and you'll be able to play it too. Of course, if you're new to the channel, do consider subscribing to us. We update a video at least twice a week and we are always talking about board games. That's the kind of thing. Do make sure you're subscribed and join in the conversation below. What excites you about this game and what is it going to be on your shopping list? But as always, thank you so much for watching.